I was so embarrassed. You know how teenagers are. They roll their eyes at you.
Sure.
And I got upset with her.
She started hitting her daughter in the head and the face.
I saved this house.
And then she told me that if you guys come, that I better back her up and then make up a story.
On May 23rd, 2023, officers responded to a residence following a report of a woman physically assaulting her boyfriend and daughter during an argument about unpaid rent and the living situation.
Hi. How you doing? Not too bad. Officer Prince, Farmington Police Department. Did you call?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What's going on? Oh, puppy dog. Hi. What's going on?
Okay.
Let me talk to you. I'll cut you over here.
I got after my daughter for not changing her cat litter.
Okay.
But I'm primarily the owner here of this house.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have caught up our home
Okay.
on rent because he wasn't properly paying.
Okay.
And I had to talk to the owner.
Okay.
And I had to borrow the money from my mother.
Right.
And
Is that okay? Can we step inside? Is that okay? So what's going on? Why did we get called? Do you know? Is it just you in here?
Oh, and my daughter, because I got upset with her because he's always getting on my case
Right.
for not her changing her cat litter, for her being, I guess, too lenient on her.
Sure.
So I got upset with him, and I guess I let
You
out
guys
a lot of...
you just get frustrated?
Yes,
Okay.
because I had to come up with over $1,000.
I got you. Are you guys in a relationship? Okay. Who is
Just
he?
domestic.
Okay.
And I found out that he wasn't paying our rent.
Right.
So, and he lied to me. And I have text messages with the owner here who was ready to evict us.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And he kept telling me he was paying it.
How long
I'm
have
sorry,
you guys?
emotional.
No, that's understandable. How long have you guys been together for?
3 years.
Okay.
And I let him take over the rent in December so I could take over the car payments.
Right.
And at the beginning of May, the owner came here. He was the one that told me that he was behind in rent.
Right.
I was so embarrassed.
Sure. So what happened today? So walk me through today.
I got frustrated with him and my daughter, and I know it's wrong.
Sure.
I told her not to quit her work, and he's always getting on my case for being lenient on my daughter.
How old is she?
She's only 16.
Okay.
I tried talking to her, and you know how teenagers are. They roll their eyes at you.
Sure.
And I got upset with her, and then he gets on me for that.
Right.
And I was like, you're always getting upset with me for, I guess, pampering my children. Because I'm a doctor of public health.
Yes, ma'am.
I worked up here at CBI at 501 Apartment Drive. I had to borrow the money from my children. I mean, from my parents, so we couldn't get evicted.
Right.
And I told him, you don't know how embarrassing that is. And he won't even admit to me that he wasn't paying the rent.
Okay. And then what happened after that? Like.
You tell me I'm getting on my daughter's case, but, you know, they're taking my daughter's side.
Mm-hmm.
Then to come to find out that he has a history with his ex-wife. Okay. And the Georgia, I guess there's charges of him. I guess he lost his parental rights. And also she tells me there's some sexual charges against him.
Mm-hmm. What happened, like, as far as, like, today? That's what I'm trying to figure out, I guess.
No, he got upset with me for getting on my daughter.
Okay. Did anything get physical between you and your daughter, or between you and him?
No.
Okay.
So, this has kind of been a long time in the making.
Yeah.
She's put hands on me several times, mostly when she gets drunk.
Yeah.
Actually used to have a beard down here, and she pulled it out one day in the yard. She can do whatever to me, that's fine, but when she does it to her daughter, I'm not okay with that.
Okay.
So her and her daughter got into it earlier, and she went to her daughter's room, stormed in, yelling and screaming, calling her every name you could think of.
Yeah.
Turned around, and she started hitting her daughter in the head and the face. And that's when I told him, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, and then she started going at me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can discipline your kids, just not in that manner, like in the butt, and then maybe the arm, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's a certain way to do it, and there's a certain way not to do it. And when she crossed that line, like yelling at her is one thing, but when she hits her in the face and the head, that's when I told her that's enough. And then, of course, she thinks I'm taking her daughter's side, so she started going at me.
Okay.
And I was eating, and she threw the plate of food everywhere, which is fine. But then she took. We have a case of dog food, like dog food.
Okay.
Just picked it up and threw it at me too.
Okay.
It didn't. I mean, it hit me right here, but it didn't do much. It's just.
Yeah, it was a bowl of what again? I'm sorry.
It's the cans of dog food, the wet cans of dog food.
Okay, gotcha.
The chunky stuff.
Yeah.
But we have a case of it, and she just picked up the whole case and threw it at me with all
Okay.
the cans in it.
Are she intoxicated right now, or are you intoxicated? I can smell alcohol. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to
no,
figure-
I've had 2 beers.
And that's what's wrong. It's your house. You can do your thing.
She's had a 2. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. What's your first name, man?
My name is Charles.
So it started over argument over like picking up cat poop or something like that, you said?
It was, that's not just that. So the daughter told her earlier that she was going to put her 2 weeks in. She works for Outback.
Okay.
She's 16. And her mom disagreed with it. And they started arguing a little bit in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then Tara and I went to go get some food, Safeway right here.
Okay.
Came back. That's when she stormed her daughter's room, and she texted her when we were still out and said, you know, if you're not going to work, then you can't take the vehicles out if you need to or whatever, and stuff like that. Well, she just, I don't know, got in her head and started getting more upset at her daughter about it, and by the time we got back, she stormed in her room. And they started going at it, arguing, and then it started yelling, and then, of course, cussing, and I knew it started getting bad when she started calling her daughter a bitch.
Okay.
And that's when I went in and said, hey, that's enough.
Yeah.
How can we help today?
I guess for him not to be, I don't know. But, see,
Yeah, I saw that already. Okay.
and the owner of this house was ready to evict us.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had to actually borrow $8,000 from my parents.
Okay.
The reason all this started is because I work at Outback, and I was telling them that I wanted to quit my job. And she didn't like that. And, like, both of them, they basically told me, like, wherever I work, I basically have to, like, deal with, like, I guess, mean coworkers and like, whatever. So then that happened, and then they left to go get, like, food to cook from Safeway, and then they came back. And my mom sent me a text, and it was like, FYI, like, if you don't have a job, then you're not going to use the cars, you're not going to have a social life, and you can just stay home. And so I just said, okay, with the question mark, and then she came in my room and then started yelling at me about the cat litter that I haven't changed in my room. And so I just said, like, I know. And then she started yelling about some other stuff. And so I just said, I know. Like, I raised my voice at her, and, like, when I get, like, yelled at, I get, like, overwhelmed, and I yell back. And so, like, then we just kept yelling at each other, and then she hit me because I told her, I know. And then she hit me, like, on my head. And then the second time, she hit me in the face.
How did she do that? Can you just describe it?
I was laying on my bed. And so, like, I had my blanket over my face. And then she hit me on top of the head. And then the second time, she grabbed the blanket and then hit me in the face. And so I, like, got up and I moved, like, up against my wall. He told her to, like, stop because she's also done that to him. And then they were arguing. And then he came in my room because she threw dog food at him or something, and like basically locked the door. And then she was like telling me that this is all my fault, and like she said, what do you expect the outcome to be? And then she told me that I better take her side or being sent away.
So what did she mean by that, do you think?
Well, because before there was an incident between her and my grandma, and so it was when I was younger, and they had an argument. And then I was just kind of there, and so they took me to, like, the little home over here, whatever, and I was there for, like, 5 days. So that's what she meant by that.
Okay, did she mean, like, when you talked to the police, like, or, like, anybody that was involved, like, take her side, I guess?
She meant, like, if I was talking to you, I better take her side. And then, like, even with the rent, she told him, like, because we tell each other everything, like me and my mom, and she told me he wasn't paying rent, and I just, like, like, that's none of my business, and I feel like I'm too young to be knowing about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I just told her, like, it's none of my business. And even just now, she told me I better take her side.
Like inside here?
Yeah.
Like as I walked out kind of thing? Okay. Whenever you were hit, I know it's a silly question, but was it unwanted? Did you want to be hit
No.
or anything like that? And how was she acting whenever she was hitting you? Was she happy, sad, angry?
She was angry.
Okay. And then do you remember if it was open hand or closed hand?
I don't know, because I closed my eyes.
Okay. And then she hit you in the back of the head once, then you covered up with the blanket, and then she ripped the blanket off, and then what happened again?
She hit me in the face.
Okay, and then it was open hand at that point? Okay. Do you remember if it was her right or left hand?
Right.
Okay. And then did anything get physical between them that you saw of?
No.
Okay.
I just know she was throwing stuff at him.
Okay. And then did you ever hit her or anything like that during that process? It was just the yelling back and
I
forth?
just kind of put my hands out like this, stop.
Okay. And then you got up, you were on the wall you said, and then what happened then?
And then he came in and told her, like, to stop. And then, like, said, like, I know you're upset, but, like, calm down, like, just, like, let her cool off. And then he came in and told me, because she was still yelling about the cat litter. So then he came in and told me to just change the cat litter and then calm myself down. And then, yeah.
Okay.
And what else did she throw at you?
Just a paper plate of food. It was
Got you. Did you change or before?
No, she just knocked it all up. I mean, I can show you the counters and stuff. And
Knocked it over.
That's probably what she was doing as a routine.
Got you.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about her hitting me. That's not why I called you.
Well, that's illegal. Battering a household member, that's illegal. So obviously, even if you don't want to press charges, it's not up to you. It's up to us to determine that, you know.
We can go look this up to you, but
Yeah.
you know, I know she picked up the cans of dog food because while we were waiting on you, she went and fed the dogs. So she uses the cans of dog food, so I'm sure she picked it up. The truth is I have no proof of that. She did it, but I'm sure she probably heard it. But at the end of the day,
There's 3 sides to every story, right? So I gotta advise you of your Miranda rights, just so that way you understand that
Yeah.
your rights and everything like that. Okay?
Yeah, and I just want to say too, like Chaz has really been dishonest, and he keeps swearing up and down that he has been in communication with our landlord, the owner of this house, and even our owner has told us that he has not even collected rent from him.
Okay. So let me ask you some questions that are not related specifically to that. So, like I said, I'm going to advise you of your Miranda rights, just so that way you
Am I
understand.
getting arrested?
I'm just advising of your Miranda rights, so that way I don't violate your rights by asking the questions. Okay.
Okay.
So you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand your Miranda rights?
Sorry, saying you're arresting me.
No, I'm advising you of your Miranda rights. It's by law. If I ask you any questions,
But they always say that before they
sure.
arrest me.
I did the same thing out there, and that's why I've got to ask certain questions. And in order for me to do that to where I'm not violating your rights, I have to advise you of that.
Yeah, and I'm saying if you're going to arrest me, I do not want him left with my daughter because his ex-wife from Georgia sent me some court papers
Right.
of him losing his rights to
Yes,
his
ma'am.
children.
Real specifically, right now, I'm asking if you understand your Miranda rights that I just read to you. You do? Okay. So you guys go to Safeway, and then you come back, correct?
Yeah.
And then what happens whenever you come back inside?
I came and I talked to her about changing her cat litter.
Your daughter? Okay.
And she didn't want to change her cat litter, so I told her you need to change your cat litter. He was in here the whole time.
Okay.
So whatever he's saying he witnessed, he never witnessed
Yes, ma'am.
because he was in here making fajitas.
Right.
But the only reason I came to her to address that the cat and the cat litter was because he wanted me to.
Okay. And then,
And
so
he
you talked to
said
her about the cat litter, and then what happened?
Then she said, "Okay, Mom." So I walked out and I was in the room.
Okay.
And
Did
I
anything
just
get
feel that
Miss Yabney? Did anything get physical with you and your daughter in her room?
no,
Did you ever put your hands on her in any way?
No.
And there's no reasons why there would be any redness
because she's taller than me. So
that doesn't. I mean, that's. I understand.
could
What
easily
what I'm saying is
knock
like
me back.
that you never got like you never put your hands on her at all. She covered up with a
No,
blanket or anything like
officer,
that.
I would not do that to
Okay.
her, and I don't know. I've saved this house.
Right. I understand all of that, and it makes a lot of sense. Like the frustration level, I totally get that. But what I'm asking you is, when you went into your daughter's room after you got back here, did you
No.
get into an argument back and forth with her, and then put your hands on her?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever hit her in the back of the head, or hit her in the face, or anything like that?
No, she just freely gave me her phone, and then I went in the room and I closed the door, and I heard him talking on the phone, and I don't know if he's upset with me too, because I had a former employee at Let's Go, and they let him take my extra vehicle.
Okay.
But, the utilities are in my name.
No, I totally get that. I'm just trying to figure out like why these statements are being made that you're hitting your daughter. Even if it was an accidental thing, maybe.
No, I would not do that.
Because I mean, she's got redness on her face and on the back of her head. Why would that be there?
That's her husband, right? He said the same
No,
thing.
we're not married.
All right. He was telling me the same thing.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out from
But
you.
then you guys need to do a background check on him, because if you guys take me in, I don't want him here with her.
Okay.
Because I just recently found out too.
So then we do all of that stuff. You don't have any like injuries or anything like that on you?
No.
Okay. Do you want to turn around, just make sure there's nothing on the backside? You want to put your hands behind your back for me? And then just relax your arms.
So does he get to stay here?
How long have you guys been in a relationship for? Are those
I
your
think-
keys?
No, those are not mine.
Do you have anything you want to take with you right now?
No.
Okay. All right. We're just going to walk out this direction.
And I don't want my daughter here with him.
Okay. When my partner's going to stay here until he can confirm some things, and then after that, then we'll move back. All right. We're just going to walk right this direction.
And please contact the owner, because I was the one that paid the rent.
Yeah, we're going to go to the right.
Sorry, could you get your ID one more time? Appreciate it. I'm just going to run you through. I know you watch her sometimes, and but we got to, just because you said that she's not your kid, I got to call statewide intake, just make sure you're clear. And that's every case we do. We always do this. So.
No, you're fine. I know what she told you. It's okay. I was privy to all that.
My concern is what's going to happen to my daughter.
My partner's going to do some research, and then if, for whatever reason, if there's anything with him in the system, then from there, he'll take your daughter and figure out where we need to take her. Other than that, since you guys are in a relationship and she's 16, if he's not flagged in any way, then she'll stay here with him.
I don't want him to stay.
Okay, and then I'll talk with my partner before we do anything, okay?
Yeah, because, I can show you text messages his wife sent me.
I got you.
And how long will I be held? Because, I don't want to lose
It's just
my-
it's a 24-hour hold because of the domestic violence side of it, but then from there you'll be able to get
And
released.
will I have a record?
It'll show that you were placed in jail. Okay. Do you have anything? You can just face the car. Do you have anything in your pockets?
Oh,
Okay, you could just face the car for me.
why am I being arrested when he's the one? Shall we be both arrested?
Well, right now you're being placed under arrest for just during the investigation, everything that I gathered. Okay. You know what I mean?
What about him too? He was just as involved as I was.
From based off of my investigation, you're the only one that they're arresting right now. Okay. We'll walk right over here to this side.
And that's not fair.
Well, that's
And I don't if you look at my
just right back this way.
history, I don't have no domestic violence.
This way. Go ahead and have a seat.
Officer, this is not fair.
Just grab a seat for me, please.
What is she talking about? Like, she's worried about you. Your daughter staying here?
So I was previously married, had 2 kids with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And when I left my ex-wife because of situations,
Yeah.
she got mad. And then my daughter was 4 at the time. And I had a daughter and a son that was 2. And my daughter said something out of context about a flower that I would put in her ear. And then the person that ran the daycare said something to my ex-wife, well, she was already upset at me for divorcing her.
Mm-hmm.
So it became some big thing, and they accused me of touching my daughter inappropriately.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was years ago, probably close to 10 years ago,
Okay.
8, 9, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so the detective contacted me and served me, and we had the whole, interview and everything. And he told me when he pulled me over, when he was trying to serve me, that he's like, I talked to your daughter. He's like, if I thought you would have done it. I would arrest you now, but I don't think you did it. So the whole investigation happened and everything, and I was proven innocent for it later on. And my ex-wife still took custody of my kids because her mother was a divorce attorney and family law attorney. So she had, and this is Georgia, so she ended up taking me to court, and I didn't have the money for it, so I ended up losing my kids.
Yeah.
Did she step back inside?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this right here on the right, or on your left side, where did you get hit? I'm sorry.
Like right here.
Okay. And then on the back of your head, you said that there as well? Okay. I just need to get an overall picture of you, so you stand right there. And then you said the back of your head. What's his name? Charles? Okay. Who is he to you?
He's my stepdad.
Okay. And do you feel safe with him here? Okay. Because your mom was making comments that I don't know. I'm not sure.
I know she told me about that, and he's never done anything to me. And I know she showed me the court documents, but the court documents say something completely different. And then she told me that if you guys come, that I better back her up and then make up a story. So that's what she told me.
Okay. And then she mentioned that even right after I left too. Is that what you told me? Okay. All right. So for today, she's going to go to jail. Okay. And that's not your fault, obviously. That's her actions. Would you just mind showing me where this all took place? It was your room, is that correct? Okay. Let me just grab a quick picture of the front of the house real quick, and I'll be right back.
All right, I don't see any information under that name. Do we have a child's name that I could potentially run?
Yeah. What's her first name?
Hers?
Yeah.
Kimora.
Kimora.
All right, doesn't look like I have any information under his name or the child's name.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I think that's all I needed. I appreciate it, man, being cooperative.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll get real weird.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
There you go, man.
So basically, the packet that we're talking about is it's called domestic violence packet, but it has restraining order information and things like that in there. Also, some resources not only for you but for Kimora, basically to try to help throughout this whole process. Most of the time, what we normally see is people can resolve it in house, but this is only going to get worse, and so we normally try to say hey, if you guys can need to separate, and then the packet's kind of there to create a hard line.
I told him this has gotten worse. That's not the first time she's put hands on me. Actually, I had a beard. She pulled it out.
Oh my gosh.
Physically pulled it out.
Right.
She pulled it out, so I had to. Actually, there's still some here. But she took this whole thing.
Okay.
Actually, that's why he did it.
Okay.
She took this and she was standing here, and I was standing right there.
Okay.
And she just threw the whole thing at me.
I got you. And were these dented up like this before? Did she throw this entire thing?
Yeah, she just picked up the whole thing and threw it. So I walked in. Come on.
Thanks.
And Kimora was sitting over there on the floor. So I just stood in front of the door like this and dialed 911.
Okay. And then what happened at that once?
When I was on the phone, she was sitting there at the door yelling and screaming, banging on the door. And then she's like, "You need to get out of the room with my daughter," and blah, 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 and, it's inappropriate. And
Sure.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And actually, I think the 911 operator kind of heard some of that.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, so.
Cool. We can head back out there. Hi, kitty cat. All right, well, thank you. Someone, did my partner get your phone number? Or is it the one that you called dispatch
he took all
with?
my information. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So he'll be back with that packet here in a few minutes, and then when she gets out, prior to being released, someone will call you.
Okay.
If you don't answer, then police will show up and make sure that you're aware that she's getting it. It's called, it's just a domestic violence release, so
Okay.
that'll go along with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hi, kitty cat. And then do you need paramedics or anything like that? I don't know if anybody ever asked. Do you need paramedics?
No.
Okay. Well, I hope y'all's night gets better, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Come on out.
4305.
Watch your step. Then she'll have a purse and other belongings. I'll bring that in here in just a minute. Thank you.
North Wall Avenue.
The woman was charged with aggravated battery against a household member and abuse of a child.